Let's get into Baker going to the Panthers. He got traded for. They both split Baker's contract, and the Browns also received a conditional fifth round pick that could turn into a fourth round. So whoever's got a big opinion on this trade, take it away.
I mean, I pulled it back up today, 6 p.m., June 16th, 2022. I tweeted, I can't wait till week one when future Panthers legend Baker Mayfield throws for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns against his former team. I think, like, looking at it, seeing it was they're playing each other week one, it's literally, like, written in the stars. Like, it was bound to happen, I think. And the fact that it is, it's, like, amazing. And after seeing what the Browns did to, like, Odell, and I don't even know if you could say the Browns, seeing how that whole situation turned out, seeing him succeed somewhere else, it like makes you wonder if it's going to happen with Baker too. And it's like it's poetic justice. They play week one. I just hope it goes off. It's gonna be
Yeah,
so sweet.
I saw. I mean, I think it's just weird. I tweeted this out earlier, which is what my take on this is. I think the Panthers got better. Obviously, I mean, I'd rather have Baker at quarterback than Sam Darnold, and rookie. But
I knew he was going to do that.
I'm seeing a lot of people like it's really weird. I've seen because DJ Moore, everyone talks about he's never had a quarterback, and I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, here we go, DJ Moore, he's got his quarterback. Like everyone, watch out, hyping up DJ Moore, and I'm just thinking like, does anyone remember last year when we were like feeling bad for Odell Beckham because Baker couldn't get him the football? And like you can use injury as an excuse, whatever. And I'm not denying Baker is definitely probably the best quarterback DJ Moore has had, but like how much is that really saying? Like I wouldn't be hyping up DJ Moore considering Odell was wide open all the time last year and Baker couldn't get it to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Baker definitely makes his team better. And I think going back and picking their schedule again, I maybe give them one, two, maybe three more wins, but I don't see this as a playoff team. And they're kind of getting playoff hype right now. Even though they're in the NFC, I just don't see it.
I guess my big question here is what do the Panthers view Baker as? Is he a bridge guy or is that a guy you can turn into a franchise, you think? Because he
I
was a
think
number
this.
one overall pick for a reason, right?
Yeah, I
You
think
don't go number one overall without reason, but what do they see him as? I guess that's my question looking at this trade.
this has to be like the prove it year. He has 1 year left on his deal, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
That it has to be like a prove it year. I don't think they know, to be honest with you. They want to find out, and like it's a step up from Darnold. I mean, you're gonna have a guy who's mentoring Matt Corral too. I mean, two guys who can mentor Matt Corral, but one of them's had success in the NFL and one of them hasn't. So I think it made too much sense for the Panthers. I mean, could they have waited and maybe seen him released and just signed him? Yeah, but I don't think they wanted to take that risk with other teams trying to get Baker because I think other teams would have eventually figured out a trade if Carolina didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
guess I'm
mean,
just questioning more, not even really the value of the trade or making the trade itself, just the direction that the Panthers are going in. Like, I mean, you drafted Matt Corral, you traded for Sam Darnold. I think it was last year, right? Upcoming last year's season,
Yeah.
and now you trade for Baker. I mean, when are you going to actually like find like a permanent solution? I just guess like if you're looking for Baker, you're probably anticipating a prove it year. You maybe win one, two, three more games. Doesn't put you in the playoffs, and it doesn't put you low enough to get a guy like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud in the next draft. Like, I guess I just don't really know what management's thinking there.
The thing like about the Panthers is like they put all their chips in for Sam Darnold, and then they didn't do good last year. And then this year they had us all thinking it was either Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, and then they go and trade for Baker in the offseason. Like I don't know like what their like strategy is behind this because I mean they're gonna be like a middle mediocre team. Like they're not gonna be able to get like you said CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. So like I don't know if it's Baker or nothing or they're like their plan is I don't know what their plan is.
Just feels very scattered. Feels like it's all over the map, and they just don't know what they want. So they're just gonna take a bite out of everything, which is just I don't think that's how you run a football team personally. So I'm just questioning the management a lot here.
It kind
I'm
of
sure-
feels like the Kings in the NBA. Like they just be doing questionable stuff
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense at all, and like they just do stuff that doesn't like rebuild or build their team up.
Well, I think they've been I think they've been a 5-win team for definitely the last 2 years, maybe 3. I can't remember.
I had to look it up.
But I mean, I know they've given up a second rounder, a third rounder, 2 fourth rounders, a fifth rounder, and a sixth rounder for the quarterback room of Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Matt Corral. That's
wild.
That's pretty bad. I mean, I think we all see Baker as a bridge quarterback. It is kind of questionable what we think they see it as. It makes me wonder if they saw themselves and they're like, you know what, we can snag a wild card if we get an upgrade from Darnold like Baker because it's the NFC. But maybe they're not thinking like. I mean, it's different for like a GM and like the owner, but like you're a football team and you're not thinking like, yeah, like next year let's be bad, we'll be better next year when we have a high draft pick. They're thinking we want to win. So I think it's as simple as, they think they can win more with Baker, and maybe they believe him in a little bit. They think he was just injured last year, because I know there's a lot of fans out there that think he can come back to being a top 15 quarterback because he was injured last year. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a big Baker guy. He's definitely good enough for a starting job, but I see him as a bridge guy.
Yeah.
He is getting the win week 1 when they play the Browns, though, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. I think collectively we all agree that he's like middle, like 15, 17 when he's healthy. But it just don't make sense. Like what is their purpose behind it? Because like you don't go into the season saying that you want to tank. Like I don't know.
Maybe they think they just have a significantly better chance with Baker, because their roster is not bad outside of the quarterback position. I think it's solid roster. They just trust in their development and stuff like that. Their defense was really, really good last year before probably the middle of the season. I know J.C. Horn went down early in the season, but they completely tailed off towards the end of the season. But they can play. But I think it's a solid roster. I don't know. Maybe they really believe in Baker. I also think part of it's Matt Rule trying to save face. Like, there's no reason. He's still their coach, right? Like, I'm not. It still blows my mind. Like, if you're Matt Rule and you're looking at the situation, like, I need to do something now to like keep my job, because he shouldn't have a job. So I mean, you get Baker, you win 7 games or so. It's like, do we really want to move on this year after this? He's improved. I don't know. I just don't know if they can.
I don't know if 7 wins with Baker Mayfield really saves your job, though, after what he's done in Carolina.
That's true.
Like you need a absolute miracle, and then 7 wins, isn't it?
It is interesting though. I mean, it's weird. I mean, he had a great O-line in Cleveland. He had the best, at least a top 3 running back and one of the best backfields. Odell and Jarvis Landry's a solid wide receiver duo. I mean, he's got the same tier with DJ Moore and Robbie. O-line's getting better, drafting Iquanu. Their backfield is up there in the top 10, I think, with the healthy CMC. They got Chuba, whatever you say, and then they pick up Foreman from Tennessee. So he's surrounded. But it is the Panthers. I didn't even mention like they paid Cam Newton like $5 million last year to come in and be horrible. Teddy the year before, the big Teddy Bridgewater trade, that he was just kind of that guy that like wouldn't lose you a game. He's just kind of average. So they have not had some quarterback luck ever since Cam was in his prime. But yeah, I think this trade gives them maybe another couple wins, but I'm not a Baker guy, so I can't really believe in it in this trade.
Yeah.
Although it's like, I don't know what other option they had. I mean, they paid Baker half his contract and gave up a 5th rounder to, upgrade from Sam Darnold. And they're thinking we want to win. I mean, that's what they do as an organization. Even if it makes sense to us fans that they would want to tank, that's not how they think.
Yeah, that's true.
How
They
about the
also
fact
have,
that you can go, man.
No, go ahead, Passy.
I was just
I
gonna
got
say,
you.
like, how about the fact that like the Panthers ended up with 2 of the top 3 picks from the 2018 draft, and they didn't draft either of them in the same
wild.
quarterback room within 4 years. That's just kind of crazy.
That is crazy. I don't need, dude. Was that the Josh Allen draft? Yeah, it was, right?
Yeah.
And Josh, don't forget about Josh Rosen.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted the Giants to get Josh Rosen so bad. I'm so glad they didn't. But what I was gonna say is that the Panthers also have Baker Mayfield's favorite target, Rashard Higgins. So there is some familiarity there with those guys, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and what's his name, Terrence Marshall, the guy from LSU, who showed flashes last year too. I don't think it's a bad receiver room at all. But I mean, who knows? Baker's had good receiver rooms and hasn't done anything. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down the Panthers schedule to talk about it, but we'll save that for the NFC South when we get there. Give this a few days, few weeks, whatever to digest. But let's get into we'll go AFC East.